the partialness of their ideology. And then the last thing I want to say is, like, there's this essay by Scott Alexander on Nietzsche, on, like, slave versus master morality, that I think that, like, if you haven't read it,
in many ways,
I think you'd find it really enlightening on the things you're saying about existence being good.
In many ways,
I mean, basically the thing that I think is going on is that it's basically like wokeness isn't a religion in so much as it's like a form of nihilism. And like the ways, like it's almost like instead of positing that your life has meaning, like it's almost like a way that people sort of embrace just like this despondency and this like just like utter contempt for reality. And like basically like a big thing that I think is characteristic of wokeness is like they don't actually, like this is the thing that I think is the most distinctive thing that I notice, is the thing that they find gratifying is to point out all the flaws and the defects. That's what they're looking for. They want to be angry and they want to be contemptuous and they want to confront people. What they don't want, like it would almost be bad for them. They have like a psychological investment in things staying bad, because if things ever became better or good, you know, or problems were ever solved, then this would sort of deprive them of this resource that is feeding into their ability to like complain all the time, basically, and to be super upset and resentful and to feel like righteous victims. Where like a thing, like basically like they're not pragmatists at all. They're not actually looking for solutions. They're in fact trying to create framings of problems so as to make them unsolvable and so as to create catch-22s where no matter what you're doing, you know, if you like black people, oh, well, you're, you know, philic, you know, you're fetishizing them, you're culturally appropriating, that's inappropriate. If you hate black people, oh, well, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a terrible person. So basically, no matter what you do, you're always existing in some kind of socially unacceptable identity. You know, they're not looking to respect yourself, you're looking to hate yourself, you're looking to find all these ways in which you're deficient and defective and you can self-flagellate. And like the thing that's sort of interesting about it is like, it's almost like taking all the things that people needed, which is like, I need to feel self-respect, I need to have hope, I need to have like concrete goals and a belief that these are going to happen, I need to like ignore and minimize the extent to which things are bad or the extent to which like, you know, suffering and injustice is inevitable. Like you just have this like just world bias, like take that which is perfectly natural and then just invert all of that. And then you wind up with this sort of like very nihilistic ideology.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying there. Though I will say that like self-righteousness is like a very popular theme throughout human history. If people can find a way to feel self-righteous, they will do it because it's very satisfying to feel that you've pointed out the injustice of others because it makes you feel morally superior, and that just feels really good. And I think that explains some of this behavior, but I think there is this sort of like interesting thing that you're pointing to that I think is very real.
Well, that's the thing that's interesting too about it is like looking at examples of people that I think are self-righteous and noticing the difference in the way that in what seem to be the underlying motivations for them, where like for them what they're looking to do is to feel superior. That's the feeling that I get for typical normal historical self-righteousness, you know? Like they're trying to feel that they themselves are special. But the thing that's interesting about wokes, like the white woke class, is they're almost doing it for the opposite reason, you know? Like they're looking for ways in which they can think of themselves as inferior.
I don't think that's a good model of it because I think that the liberals, are not feeling as, they don't have a racial consciousness as white people. What's going on with the white liberals is they are able to feel superior to white conservatives by saying that they're the not racist ones. So they're not actually feeling inferior. When they say white people are bad,
fucking slaves.
I agree.
They're not talking about themselves as white people.
Do that, right?
And it's actually really funny that like there's certain blogs like stuff that's like calling white people out for like white liberals out for their social mores and sort of like labeling them as white. And they get uncomfortable when you're sort of noticing that like white liberals have those, and they are white because they don't think of themselves as white people. And they,
I mean I agree with you that